Welcome back, children. Let us continue with the line-wise paraphrasing of Act 2, Scene 2 of The Tempest, starting from line number 100. So we begin with Stefano's speech. Doth thy other mouth call me? So he says, are you speaking to me with your other mouth? Mercy, mercy. This is a devil and no monster. So he says, may God have mercy upon us. This is no monster, but it is a devil. I will leave him. I have no long spoon. He says, I must leave him because I have no other means of protecting myself against his wickedness. Trinculo, Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. So Trinculo calls out that Stefano, if it is really you, Stefano, please touch me with your hands and speak to me so that I may be sure. He says, I am Trinculo. For I am Trinculo, be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo. So don't be afraid of me because I am your good friend Trinculo. Stefano, if thou beest Trinculo, come forth, I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. He says that if you are really Trinculo, come out. I shall pull you by your lesser legs, means by your thinner legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. He says, if any of these four legs belong to Trinculo, it must be these thinner ones. Draw Trinculo out. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to be here? So he says, well, you are without doubt Trinculo. How did you come here? Trinculo, I took him to be killed with a thunderstorm. So he says that I thought this fellow was struck dead by lightning. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? But then he realizes he's talking to Stefano who is alive. So he says, but Stefano, were you not drowned and dead? Then I hope now thou art not drowned. So he says, now I hope that you are not drowned. Is the storm overblown? He asks him, has the storm stopped blowing? I hid me under the dead moon calf's gabardine for fear of storm. He says, I was so afraid of the storm that I took shelter under the cloak of this deformed creature. So it is Caliban whom he is referring to, the moon calf's gabardine. Moon calf is the deformed creature. And art thou living, Stefano? He still is confused looking at Stefano and he says, are you living? Are you alive, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, two Neapolitans escaped. So he says, now it is two of us, two of the citizens of Naples, that is you and myself. We are two Neapolitans who have escaped from drowning. We two are alive. Stefano, prithee, do not turn me about. He says, I request you, please do not move me about. My stomach is not constant. He says, after what I have gone through, my stomach, it gets easily upset. So please do not move me about. Caliban, he speaks aside very softly and he says, these be fine things. And if they are not sprites, he says, if these are not spirits, then they are good persons. That's a brave god and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him. He says that man, he is a handsome god and he carries heavenly liquor with him. I shall kneel down to him to show my respect. Stefano, how didst thou escape? So Stefano is still confused looking at him alive. So he says, how did you escape from drowning? How camest thou hither? How did you come over here? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. He says, now swear by this bottle and tell me truly how you came here. I escaped upon a butt of sack which the sailors heaved overboard. By this bottle. So he says that I escaped upon a large barrel of wine which the sailors had thrown into the sea. I swear by this bottle, that is, by this bottle I swear, which I made of the bark of a tree with mine own hand since I was cast ashore. So he says, I am swearing by this bottle which I made from the bark of a tree with my own hands after I was cast ashore. Caliban, I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly. He says, I swear by this bottle that from now on I shall become your true subject, because liquor in this bottle is heavenly. It is definitely not from this earth. Stephano, here, swear then now how thou escapest. So he says, now you swear and tell me how you escaped. Trinculo, swum ashore, man, like a duck. He says, well, I swum to the shore safely just like a duck. I can swim like a duck, I'll be swan. He says, well, I can really swim very well like a duck. I can swear by that. Stephano, here kiss the book, gives Trinculo a drink. So he says, here, treat this bottle as the Holy Bible and swear by it. And he gives Trinculo the drink. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose. He says that you may be able to swim like a duck, but you have the look of a goose. Trinculo, oh Stephano, hast any more of this? He says, oh Stephano, have you any more liquor like this? Stephano, the whole butt, man. He says, well, I have a whole barrel full of liquor. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. He says that I have hidden my wine in a rock by the side of the sea. How now, mooncalf, how does thine ache? He says, well, you mooncalf means you deformed creature, calling out to Caliban that how are you? Are you cured of your fever? Then Caliban, hast thou not dropped from heaven? He says, surely you are not an earthly being. Have you not dropped from the heavens above? Have you not dropped from the skies above? Stephano, out of the moon. He says, yes, I assure you, I have dropped from the moon. I do assure thee, I was the man in the moon when time was. He says, well, I'm going to give you a guarantee that I used to be the man in the moon whom people saw there. Caliban, I have seen thee in her and I do adore thee. He says, yes. I can recognize you as the man in the moon. I really worship you. My mistress showed me thee and thy dog in the bush. He says, well, not my mistress, she not only showed you to me, but also your dog and your bush in the moon. So here the mountains on the moon have the appearance of a man with a dog and a bush by his side. Those are the scene of the mountains on the moon. Stephano, come, swear to that, kiss the book. He says, come on, swear by this bottle which you are to treat as the Holy Bible and swear by it. I will furnish it anon with new contents. Swear. He says, I shall soon fill up this bottle with more wine. Come on, swear. Gives Caliban a drink and Caliban drinks. Trinculo, by this good light, this is a very shallow monster. So he says, I swear by this good light that this is a very poor monster. Thank you. In my next video, I will continue with a further line-wise paraphrasing from line number 149. Thank you.